Project 613, day 112. Today we're continuing the laws with regard to obligations or nadarim. If someone took upon himself or herself to do something, to eat something, not to do something, now you have an obligation, a religious obligation to do it. Let's say after taking upon yourself this obligation, you regret it. You realize that it's going to get you into trouble, or you realize it wasn't a good idea to make that type of commitment. Are you stuck? The answer is no. There is a concept called hatarat nedarim or hafarat nedarim, which basically means that there is a process by which someone can annul the vow. This is a mitzvah, which means it's not a mitzvah to annul vows, but if someone is in a situation where they need to annul the vow or they wish to annul the vow, there is a specific process how to do so. Now, there are different ways how this can be done. One of the ways which is explicitly mentioned in the Torah is that if a woman takes upon herself a vow, her husband has the ability to annul that vow. It has to be within a certain time frame. He must annul the vow with certain expressions, but the husband has the power to do so. The father also has the power to annul the vows of his daughter, of a daughter who is about 12 and a half years old and younger. He is able to annul her vows. And then if someone, any person, wants to have their vows annulled, they're able to go to a scholar, and the scholar will examine the situation, see if there is a reason, a good reason why this person should regret taking upon himself or herself the vow, and the sage is able to annul that vow. There are specific words that he says, and that becomes annulled. If there's no sage in the area, you could even gather together 3 people or 10 people, and you're able to state before them that you have taken upon yourself a vow. You tell them what the vow is. You explain to them why you don't want this vow to be in effect anymore, and they can annul the vow as well. Just like it is a mitzvah in the Torah to follow the vows, to observe the vows, so too is it a mitzvah in the Torah that if there is a situation where that vow is not a good idea, you should annul the vows, and you shouldn't feel worried that this is just a cop-out. It is also a mitzvah in the Torah. This is actually one of the reasons, this is the reason why before Rosh Hashanah we have this concept called hatarat nedarim, which is that in front of the presence of a minyan, we make a statement, and it is there in the prayer book, that all vows that I may have taken upon myself intentionally or unintentionally, I want to have them annulled, which means not that we are just not going to keep up to our obligations, but we don't want that there should be any type of religious obligation associated with it. And that is the mitzvah of hatarat nedarim, annulling vows. Thank you all for watching. More tomorrow.